Alright. So we are here. Big chillin'. My plan for the day is mainly just to work on this Arbok team, honestly. So looking at things right now, just kind of the way that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to look at two different variants of this team at the moment. So, okay, so that's the slot that we have open. Let me just save it. So first and foremost, I need to fix my Koraidon team to have Thunderbolt. Alright, so Arbok, he freaking knows it. He freaking knows it. That is a real fan right there. Yes, we are using the Arbok. VGC short sleep pair, good stuff. Good to see you. Okay. Yeah, I need to make more shorts. I'm just like, I have such trouble finding the motivation knowing that, like, the people in the community who I would think would support my channel and, like, help me grow or, like, get better as a content creator, like, there's just no support. Like, I just do this in a vacuum, and at this point, we're starting to get, like, literally only, like, 20 to 40 views a video, which is kind of rough. But you know, I don't want to complain about it. It's just it's rough appreciating the old days, knowing that even in the old days I didn't appreciate those days because, like, I saw all my friends doing better. So you just gotta stop comparing yourself to other people sometimes, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the one thing I can say comparing myself to other people is just that, you know, it's pretty easy for me to recognize that people in the broader community than the one that I just so happen to have managed to build myself over the years. I don't know. They are interested in other people's content. But, you know, I don't know. I don't have anything more else to say about it. Like, I try to get the homies to help me grow as a creator for years, and not even just as a creator, as a person in the community. really do appreciate you guys like actually saying stuff in the chat. By the way, we've had a couple pretty dead streams recently. What up, Kobe? We are big chillin' here. Good to see you. I was going on a bit of a sob story there, so I won't continue doing that. But yeah, Kobe, I hope you are doing well, my guy. We are sorry. I have something in my throat. We're just building stupid stuff here. This team is not actually stupid. But the team we're going to be building next with Arbok is definitely not that good. Alright, I'm about to have to mute myself to get whatever's out of my throat because I legitimately have something in my throat right now. Nuzlocking some old games? Nice, brother. When I release my game, I'm really interested to see if anybody nuzlocks it. Like, I've never really nuzlocked the game. I know that it's a lot of fun. Like, I don't have a strong enough grasp on what nuzlocking really is to, like, say that I know whether I would like it or not. Well, to my understanding, it's basically like you can only catch one Pokemon per route, and then like if it dies, right? But yeah, I mean, so Nuzlocks are cool. And I'd be interested to see if anybody ever tried it with my team. But yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. Definitely hope you're doing well, Kopi. You are gonna be graduating sometime soon. I don't know how long. I kind of forget at this point. Either this year or next year. And I look forward to seeing what you do, you know? And I hope that for Worlds 2026, when Worlds is in San Francisco, I hope that I get to come back. You know, it will be a really nice reason to come back to the city, and like not. I don't know. It would just be a nice tip for me, you know. Still 2 years, right. Yeah, it was I learned a lot, you know, being out there, and one of the things that I learned more than anything else was that like sometimes you have to be okay with not getting a good resolution on things. Like you're in a, like, as a mature / professional, right? Like sometimes you have to be okay with just letting things end the way that they ended, right? And like you know, like after I left San Francisco, like I felt like there was kids who I should have I'll try not to use that word because I guess the stream doesn't like it, but I felt like there was students who would have benefited from getting to hear from me one more time, just to like know, like, hey, maybe the last time we talked wasn't like necessarily a great conversation, or maybe I forgot to give you this advice that I wanted to give, like, you know what I mean? And you know, you've always had your head on your shoulders, well, so you're not necessarily someone who I would ever need to like be like, okay, so like I forgot to like tell you this, you know what I mean? But like there's definitely some kids from Marina, you know, that would have benefited from getting to like talk to me one more time. And I just had to like kind of make peace with the fact that like I'm not gonna get to do that, like, and whoever they become is just whoever they become, and hopefully not getting to say one last word to them that doesn't like, the change isn't like that big of a difference, you know. I wouldn't have made that big of a difference that like it really would have mattered, like, but in my head, like, there's some ways where like I feel that way sometimes, you know, like I think about some of the students, and I'm like, you know, if I had just got to tell them this, like, maybe would have been, you know, maybe they would have been doing a little better, like, because I just know what advice they needed, you know, and I wasn't always thinking about giving it to them. And the last couple days were rough, especially because I knew I was gonna have to leave, and I wasn't happy about it, you know. So it's like I was in my feelings, like I wasn't really thinking about like just trying to be like a good role model, you know. I was just like, all right, well, I'm freaking here, like, you know. Oh man. But it's starting to get to that way with the community here too, unfortunately. Like, not with the community that I've grown on this channel. Like, I really appreciate everyone here that like respects who I am. But like, so Kopi, like, since you're still, you know, pre-graduation, this will be good advice for you to hear, and it also kind of frames the way that I feel about things in a open way, right? So like, when you graduate and you start looking at colleges and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, and then you know, assuming that you want, I mean, I kind of get a feeling, but like, assuming that you want to go to college and do this or that, right? And like you end up going to college not in San Francisco. What you're gonna find is that like there's something very freeing about leaving San Francisco and like starting the next chapter of your life at college or whatever, you know what I mean? Because like what you find is that in your life right now, you have certain people that have always viewed you a certain way, and whether or not you mature out of that, or it's the right or wrong way of seeing you in the first place, like they see that way, and then they like project that onto you, and sometimes that can be like, it's a lot, like when it gets to the point where it's like, that's not me, and like it's hard for me to be in a space where people are treating me like someone that I'm not, you know what I mean? And so when you go to college, you find that you're literally just, yeah, dude, left my heart in San Francisco for real. That's my story, man. But like, when you go to college, you find that like you're literally around all these people who don't have these expectations that they're putting on you of who they think you are, and you know, like they're like, they treat you like who they think you are, and then like it affects the way that you experience like everything around you, you know what I mean? And then like when you go to college, it's like, okay, so like now I get to literally just be myself, and like everyone just gets to get to know me, and like if they don't rock with me, they don't rock with me. That's kind of on them, right? But like at least like I just get to be myself, and any like further misjudgment is kind of on them, right? And you know, it allows you to like find who you really are, to be who you really are, because it's hard to be who you are around people who keep trying to put you back into shoes that aren't yours, you know what I mean? Like, or shoes that you've grown out of. And like so you'll find that when you go to college, you know, you're gonna find that like you can be yourself, you can grow into who you're gonna be, and that you're gonna find people who like you for that, right? And like I don't feel that in this community right now. I have my people on here that I know appreciate me and know who I am, or like respect who I am. And then I have like 5 maybe close friends in the in the community that like I know really understand me, right? And then like I have all these other people kind of like on the auxiliary, like right on the outside, who I like think are my friends. And then I go to, you know, regionals, and like I'm just like trying to be me, and like I'm just getting cold shoulders left and right from people who I thought were my friends. I reach out to advocate for myself as like, guys, I want to become a more positive aspect of the community. I want to become better team builder. Like I want to like, you know, I want to show that I can like, you know, there's a reason for me to be here, basically. And like it's like everything I try to do positively in those people's eyes just is like crickets, you know, like no one wants to like allow me to be positive, or like the people who I think are my friends like are never there to actually support me when I think they would, you know what I mean? And then I see them supporting my other friends, and I'm like, what the F am I doing that like you're all just like happy acting like we can all just be a community and like be like super like positive to each other, but not me, like, you know what I mean? Like and I had to slowly shift out of like being open with them about my negativity about like leaving San Francisco, honestly, because there was a point where I was very open about how bad I felt about it, like, and how like I was nervous about moving into this part of my life where I'm basically like trying to start my own business and blah blah blah. And like, you know, I retracted from talking too much about that because I didn't want to seem like someone who's just negative all the time. But like, you know what I mean? I'm at the point now where like I literally just feel like I can't be myself around these people. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I just don't be a part of this community anymore? Like, I like playing Pokemon. Like, even if I completely stop trying to interact with the people who I thought were my friends on Twitter or whatever, like, I'm probably still gonna keep posting my channel, but like, are they gonna understand that? Like, are they gonna think that I'm just like stopping interacting with them because of like some dumb BS that happened on Twitter recently that like shouldn't have happened, and like just gives everyone a freaking reason to hate me more? Like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's just looking for a reason, you know, and now they've got it. And, you know, now I feel like I can't do any right in their eyes. Like, what am I, like, I don't know what to say, you know? I mean, you don't really need to hear all this, but like, the point is that like, if I need to leave the Pokemon community to like be the person that I know I am, like, I'm literally gonna do it. Because like, if the Pokemon community is like leaving home for me, you know what I mean? Like, it's it's just gonna be one of those things. Like, I don't freaking know, man. Like, I don't want it to be like I don't feel like I can be myself around the people who I thought were my friends in the community. And then I just know that I have like my 5 real ones, but then like the others who I thought were my friends are just like cold shouldering the F out of me all the time, or like seems like they like think some type of way that they can't say. Like, I don't know. But yeah, no, it's you're seeing the real crux of the problem, Kopi, right? You're seeing the real crux of the problem is that like I shouldn't actually care that much about any of it. Um, it's like none of this should actually really matter to me that much. Uh, and you know, ultimately that is kind of what I'm trying to do. Like I'm working on building, my life outside of Pokemon right now, and it's going pretty well. But like as I've been trying to share it with the people in the community who I think are my friends, you know, it's like I can't be positive here. Like I literally don't feel like I can be positive here. And like the same way that the same way that like when you're at home and you're around people who always like judge you to be a certain way so you feel like you can't act like yourself, like that's how I feel, you know what I mean? And so it's like if trying to be a part of this community stops me from feeling like the type of person that I like to think of myself as when I am in real life, trying to do activities outside of Pokemon, trying to hang out with people who I actually know in real life. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just not gonna like it's just not gonna be a part of my life anymore. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, you get it. Like you definitely get it. And yeah, it is so yeah, exactly. It's very clicky. It's a very clicky like problem. That's exactly what it is. Um so yeah, we talked about it. I don't got to go on about it anymore. But you are exactly right, and you don't, I guess, necessarily know the full story of what I've been doing, obviously, since I left San Francisco. But like I did basically have to move back in with my dad to like try starting my jewelry business, and with that comes a kind of loss of independence and like you know less chances to be social, even though that's kind of on me. But like like I'm living somewhere where, like, again, just like San Francisco, I don't know anyone. Like, it's winter, I'm not going to be going out and meeting new friends anyways. Like, you know what I mean? So there is all that, there really is, and that kind of adds to like the way that I feel, right? Because it's like okay, I don't have friends in real life, and now like I'm like having to face the reality of how much the people in the Pokemon community don't see me for who I am, right? So yeah, no, you get it. You definitely get it, like, for real. And we're gonna stop talking about it with that said. So thank you. Thank you, Kopi. I definitely do hope you're doing well, brother man. Um I'm really interested to see like what direction your interests take. Like, I feel like it's probably going to be something computer related. You know what I mean? Uh, it just wouldn't surprise me. Oh, now I remember what I was going to do. See, we had a good talk, and when we have good talks, I don't think about what I'm doing as much in the game. So. Ah, we clicked on Johnny. What up, Johnny? And Sir Mike. Oh, that's a good one. See, Sir Mike was my roommate when I lived in San Francisco. So shout outs to Sir Mike. Shout outs to the Crows. The Crows, how crow can you go? The Crows are from Montana. All my Crows in Montana. What up? But you know, I'm trying. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to be a positive aspect of this community, even though I feel it. I feel the light going into other places, you know. And I'm gonna be okay with that, honestly, because I'm about to release my ROM, and I might not even tell them about it, because it's like, why am I gonna share it with them if they don't even care? Like, like I don't, I can't like take the perspective of negativity that's imposed on me, like. Because I do it enough to myself. And I tried to get out of it, but it takes a team. That's the thing, you know? It takes a team. Like, sometimes the little bit of support from your friends help. And when none of the people you thought were your friends are there, it sucks. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now, besides trying to stop talking about that, is I'm just transferring these Pokemon back over to my other game. Yeah. I'm just really good at articulating what I'm thinking about. That's really what it comes down to. And it helps me to be able to do that, you know? If I can articulate it out loud, sometimes it helps me think through how I'm feeling. This controller does have controller drift, by the way, so you guys are going to be seeing that. Yeah, we got the drift. So, what's happening right now is, I need to get a new controller, but I also missed playing Pokemon enough that, like, I wanted to just play. And, so I'm using a old controller, which has controller drift. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this old controller that I don't use that often have controller drift, and it's really just because it's just because I need to get a new controller. like I did something literally over a year ago that made my left controller have a leaky battery, so like it would never stay charged and it would always like say that it was low battery. And recently it just finally decided, it was like, alright, well, we're just gonna not work anymore. So, and I was like, dang it. So yeah, that's the story. Very intense story. The community has been having some pretty good discussions recently, but the community has also been angry. the community has been fighting like this whole past week, I'm gonna say. And it's been rough to watch, like, cause like I always wonder if there's like, even though people like tend to like act like I'm not here in some way, at least in my head, like I see people talking about the talking points that I brought up, you know what I mean? And I just want people to be happy, man. Like, there's been a lot of fighting in the community recently, and like talking about things that I was trying to say we should get away from. You know, not villainizing people, not assuming people are bad before we really get to know them. And I also don't want that discussion to make people who actually are bad feel like they have an excuse to try to wiggle back into the community. You know, so it's a very like multifaceted issue. But the community has just been fighting so much the past week, and like not even like, you know, what happened that made me feel bad was a very small little thing, you know, compared to just like how crappy it makes me feel to feel unseen by the community, right? But like, yeah, dude, the community has been fighting. I mean, I don't listen to Verlis. Like, nobody does. If he, like, people who are actually a part of the community just straight up don't even take him seriously, because, like, all he ever does is, like, just, like, make bad takes in order to try to get publicity, right? And, like, the messed up thing, though, is about him is, like, he actually thinks they're good takes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he sits there and just, yeah, like, calls Wolfie a hacker, like, does, like, you know, says that, like, everybody who thinks it's okay to Jen is, like, a bad person, and it's, like, you know, he just, like, he's too radical to even take seriously, and anybody who's, like, really a part of the community knows that. Exactly, Kopi. He's just not like he's like a furry. He's like a VTuber who like isn't worth it. Like yeah. He's a furry. That's all I know. He's just a furry. Dang it, we have to undo the Pallyrex force. Alright. Sorry, I mean, I have to remind myself that, like, I don't have to say something every second. Because, like, after there's a couple seconds of dead time, I feel like I should have said something. I'm like, I'm like, oh wait, sorry, I didn't say anything for a couple seconds. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, I don't even know who's talking about him still. Like, he just hopes people are talking about him. So let's stop talking about it. Talk about it, talk about it. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not even worth giving him the time. You know what I mean? You're better off just not. Because the way that YouTube works, in case you didn't know, is that even when you interact with people just to tell them that they piss you off, you're making it more likely that YouTube will show their channel to other people. You know what I mean? Because, like, YouTube, to some degree, can differentiate between, like, hateful interaction and non-hateful interaction, but, like, it just sees interaction. So, like, Verlis is basically a part of, like, the new age content creators who, like, benefit off of rage. You know what I mean? Like, by making people want to go to his channel and be like, "You're such an idiot, dude. Why do you think this way? Why do you, like, you suck. You shouldn't be here." Like, it's making more people find out about him. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of what has ruined the world nowadays. 'Cause, like, now it doesn't matter how right you are. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, being annoying or not annoying. It's actually tactically advantageous to be annoying, to be spreading disinformation. Because if you do, then you will get people coming to your channel being like, "Oh my god, this is annoying. Oh my god, what are you even talking about? Oh my god, you mispronounced that word." And then they're like, thank you for the interaction. Keep it coming. You know? And that's the problem with the world. And, like, that's also, to some degree, one of the reasons why my channel doesn't get as much interaction. Partly because I have a tendency to be negative sometimes, but also because I'm real about everything. And I don't do any BS. Like, I make bad teams sometimes, you know what I mean? But I own it, you know what I mean? Like, I know my teams are bad if they're bad. But, like, I don't do anything that would, like, try to draw people to my channel just by acting fake just to get interaction, you know what I mean? Like, I just hope people support, like, you know, I just hope it, like, I just hope that people, like, will like me doing what I like to do, like. Yeah. So, you know, the world is definitely in a frustrating state. Not just with content creation, but, you know, with politics and the spread of disinformation. And I think we're all a little on edge about it. But I do hope that whatever is on with the community right now, I hope that they, like, just chill, man. Like, I hope everyone in the community just chills and stops fighting, and, you know, stop making me feel bad too. Like, stop making me feel unseen when you're supposed to be my literal friends. Like, yeah. Make their own tournaments. I mean, there's companies, there's Limitless, there's the other one, Battlefy. So, like, it's really just a matter of knowing about it. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of, like, knowing the resources and then like, when you know the resources, you know where to go, right? Like, because a lot of people, for a long time, didn't even know how to find out where the next regional was going to be, and when the time to sign up was. You know what I mean? And so, like, a lot of people were missing regionals just because they didn't know when it was, or when to sign up, and or where to sign up, for that matter. And so, just knowing that, like, there are websites like that do exist, like, and knowing what they are, um, you know, it's kind of a part of actually being a part of the community. Because, like, when you are a part of the community, you know, you find out about stuff like that. Like Limitless, Battlefy. And that's what the Discords are really good for, is the sharing of all those resources, right? Because, you know, when you're in a good Pokemon Discord, they're always sharing, like, hey, this regional is going, the sign-ups for this regional are going live soon. You know, things like that. So, it's a good way to stay updated, you know? And the community is generally supportive. Like, I feel like this is something that I don't always like too, is that, like, the amount of bitching that I do, quote unquote, excuse me for calling that, like, the amount of complaining about my negativity and how unseen I feel by the people who I thought were my friends in the community, I don't want that to make it seem like the community is not friendly and welcoming. Because the community is. Like, the community is in general a very positive and nice, welcoming place. And, like, anyone who goes to regionals will find that they have a really good time, and you know, can make friends if they really just try and just talk to their opponents, and just don't be afraid to, you know, just get out there and just meet people, right? But you know, my experience is my experience, and I have to live with that, right? Like, if the people who I thought were becoming my friends are not my friends, and I've been ignoring that for so long that I can't ignore it anymore, like, that's my problem. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean that, like, other people it doesn't mean other people aren't gonna have fun at regionals, you know? Because I have fun. Like, I have fun when I go to regionals. Because I end up seeing, like, the one or two people who I know are my really good friends, and I'm like, alright, like, this is what I'm here for, right? I just wish that, like, the other people who I thought were my friends were that way, too. You know, so. Other parts not going to want coming to I mean, but why boycott, though? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, the only people who feel the need to boycott Pokemon tournaments are, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm boycotting Pokemon Go because I hate their microtransactions. I haven't played Pokemon TCG Pocket because I know that's probably a microtransaction trap. So, like, you know, I know what not to support and what to support. I think there's ways in which the way the company runs their tournaments, I know there's ways in which the way the company runs their tournaments could be a little better sometimes. Like, letting the way they let people know that a tournament's about to become, you know, available to be signed up for, or the way that they, you know, the pricing can be a little high sometimes. But, like, there's nothing to really boycott about Pokemon tournaments at this point. Like, you know, we're all having fun, like, except me, but it's fine. Like, I'm dealing with it. I try, like, I literally try to have fun, like, and that's why I might not keep going to regionals that often, because, like, you know, why go somewhere where you can't be yourself, like, around the people you thought you were supposed to be your friends. Like, so yeah. I mean, like, let's be honest. Genning is not an easy issue to take sides on, because like genning, as in literally like downloading Pokemon off the internet, like takes a lot of fun and glory out of the game, you know what I mean? And like there's a difference between just having your friends basically do everything for you and like literally just downloading a Pokemon's code out of like thin air, right? And like I don't really hate on people who gen. I don't gen myself, but like the Pokemon Company needs to be able to hack check for Pokemon that are literally just made out of thin air, because like it's not good for their game to have stuff like that in there, right? So at some point it's not even like about like whether or not genning is good or bad for them. It's just like they literally don't want people playing with hacked Pokemon. Like, but also like people who really, you know, have a love for the game actually, in my opinion, like do develop a connection to catching and building their own mons. And the people who don't are people who literally just play this game for competitive. The people who like don't care about the story at all, barely even care about like whether or not they grew up with the game, you know. They get a team idea, they play it on Showdown, they maybe play a little in-game ladder, and then when it comes time to make their team, they hit their friends up and they're like, yo, can you make me this? Yo, can you get me this? And then they have it, right? Because for them, it's actually a community that they can lean on their friends, and their friends will help them build team ideas and help them get the mons that they need. And it's all like this very like simple process for them, whether or not they actually care about like, you know, building the things in game themselves, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, it's the community leans on each other, which is really nice to see. Whether or not I myself get to participate in that for whatever reason. But I know, you know, if I did have the right friends to help me team build, you know, I could be getting day 2s and whatever. Yeah, no, Kopi. I mean, like, yeah, you're right. A lot of the top players do have gen Pokemon, but like they have gen Pokemon that you can't like, that like the game considers quote unquote legit. And I know that that's not really like a good middle ground in some way, shape, or form, but like it is for like keeping like actually like bugged Pokemon out of the game, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I mean, like genning does still happen, to your point, Kopi, but like there is people who have gotten disqualified recently, like Red Eye said, for hacked mons. So yeah, that is something that has happened. But like, yeah, people still gen. You know what I mean? It's like the broader community doesn't actually care that much about it, because they know that like for most people, for a lot of the good players, it's really not about the game, unfortunately. You know, it's just, it's about, it's just about being good and enjoying battling, you know, and enjoying team building. But I can't speak for everyone, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not speaking for everyone. I just know how some players think. So let's just leave it at that. How do they tell you can perfectly replicate a Pokemon PK Hex if you just check the secret item? Yeah, well, exactly. So, like, there's well done hacked Pokemon, quote unquote, and then there's not well done hacked Pokemon, quote unquote. And, like, that's basically what you're getting at, you know what I mean? Well done hacked mons, you know, are, I mean, pass by and generally wouldn't cause any problems in the game, but, like, it's not impossible to create a Pokemon that would actually, like, glitch the game somehow. And I think that's, like, that's what it really comes down to in my eyes, like, is that, like, they need to keep the game actually, like, safe and working properly, and, like, especially if there was a way to manipulate RNG through hacked mons. You know, so I don't know. It's I don't really give a crap to talk about it, you know what I mean? We're really just talking about it because the homies wanted to talk about it, and I respect that, right? It's better than talking about Verlis, right? But yeah. So booster sash. We could do booster sash. Yeah. Yeah, the clone egg was really nice, and as far as I know, the bad egg does not cause any, like, problems. So if you do create a Pokemon with the bad egg, it, like, passes hack checks, I'm pretty sure, unless the original Pokemon that you cloned was itself you know, hacked. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that does work. But yeah, excuse me for being all in my feelings today, Kopi. You know, it's very nice to hear from you again, apart from you having to listen to me talk about that type of stuff, you know. But, you know, grown-ups are vulnerable, grown-ups are, they have lives, they go through stuff, and I know you get that, like, you're mature. And it's good for you to, you know, be able to see that too. Because we're not all perfect. We go through stuff. We have insecurities. But yeah, sorry. The Worlds 2026 is Worlds 2026 is in San Francisco. To answer your question, I don't think we ever circled back around to that. And I'm really hoping that I can go. Like, it just would be kind of special to me, like I said, so. Alright, so we got Booster Energy, Tailwind, Acrobatics, Knockoff, whatever. And then we would do... There was a point that I was getting at and then I forgot it, but I was just trying to say I hope that you're doing well and I really appreciate you for being here, Kopi, because, you know, it's just good to know that someone from back home, or not, whatever I want to call it, is doing well, you know. Like, I care a lot about everyone back there, you know. I still call them my kids whenever I talk about it, you know. It's like, especially not a spectator pass, and especially not because you literally live there, bro. So like when Worlds becomes announced, just buy a spectator pass. Like, just, I mean, because you have to qualify to get in anyways, like, so just buy a spectator pass and just like, you don't have to worry about flying there because you're there, so. It's like, you just buy the spectator pass and you just go, like, you know. So that'll be pretty nice for you. And spectator passes are not gonna sell out that quickly. I mean, you should try to get one, like, generally as quickly as you can, but yeah, they're not gonna sell out that quickly, so you'll have time to get one, especially if you get one within the first couple days that they start selling them. I don't know what I'm talking about. Get one as soon as you can. Get one as soon as you can so they don't sell out. I don't give a crap to talk about it, Red Eyes. I'm sorry. Like, they do. They probably do. But like, it doesn't have to be limited to creators. Like, it can be limited to anyone who has shown themselves as unsafe to be at a physical event, you know. But I just don't care to talk about it right now. Okay, so what are we doing here? So we're gonna do Glare, Acid Spray. It shoots a thing from its belly. I think Glare was originally Arbok's move. Intimidates the target with the pattern on its belly. Yeah, you give him a little Glare McGee. Missing sucks. Alright. Booster energy, choice specs, could be Life Orb, choice scarf, that, citrus, and then, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to do Life Orb instead of specs, I could definitely do that. I could also do... I could do Life Orb Arbok with just Sludge Bomb. And Acid Spray. No. We'll probably do Citrus Berry Arbok, if I'm being honest. Or Covert Cloak. We don't have anything with Covert Cloak yet. Yeah, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. Thank you though, Kopi. Sorry that we didn't actually play any matches while you were here. But, you know, we are going to be playing soon, so feel free to re-watch it. And yeah. I'm pretty much just going to give my Arbok Terra right now. And then, we're going to use Covert Cloak. Or Citrus Berry. I definitely look forward to this team sucking. It's actually a good team, though. It's actually a good team. Yeah, so what I was thinking, Red Eyes, is that I'm either going to run Support Arbok or I'm going to run Coil knockoff Gunk Shot, right? And, like, I just don't necessarily think I'm gonna be setting up Arbok enough in Reg G to justify running the Coil set. So, like, as much as I really want to try the Coil set, I feel like it's probably in my benefit to build either a Calyrex Shadow team or, like, whatever I'm doing right now. Why do we need so many Terra Shards? This sucks. Because the one that I wanted to give him Terra Shards for is, I wanted to give him Dragon Terra. We could do Ground Terra for now, I guess. It's not that good. So we are going to be doing Dragon Terra. I just am being lazy. I'm going to go check this. Yeah, I mean, so like, if like basically I would just take off Sludge Bomb for knockoff, and I did consider that, but I want to start with Sludge Bomb because it just like it gives Arbok more of a chance to actually like do something. Sorry. Well, you know, you're just gonna have to wait and see, Red Eyes, so... Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you play my ROM, you just might see. Arbok has always looked like a poison dragon. Alright, so for real, what should be our Terra? For now, I'm gonna do ground. In general, I should do dragon. Yeah, I am actually approximately 2 days away from finishing my ROM. And when I say 2 days, I mean 2 to 4 because that's how it goes. But that's a respectable time frame. And when I finish my ROM, it's going to be very exciting to share with people. Even though I'm afraid to share it with the people who I thought were my friends in the community that always cold shoulder me because I feel like, why am I giving my game to people who don't like me, you know? And they're not gonna play the game just because they don't like me. Like, they can't say it to my face. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm gonna release the game, but I might, like, just give it to the people in the ROM hack community and, like, not really talk about it much on Twitter, so, like, yeah. Sucks to say that that's where I'm at right now. It really does. Because it's like, no one person in the community should feel like it's their fault that I feel this way, but like, many of the people who I thought were my friends could have taken any level of steps to not have me feel this way, and like, haven't over the many months that I've been talking about it. And the couple people in the community who have remained positive with me, you know, I definitely do appreciate them. But the problem also is that, like, Twitter is literally a vacuum, and like expecting like the amount that you hear from your friends on Twitter to like be any level of indication of how much they support you, like, is kind of BS. Except for the fact that like I'm the only one who really seems to deal with it. So, you know, they're all a happy family. But yeah, I mean, my main point is that, like, I need to stop acting like I really care about how much about Twitter. I just, like, you know, it's just a echo chamber, like, it's just an echo chamber. Unless you're somebody. So let's see. Sorry for the controller drift. So basically what I have to do when it's doing this is I need to like click down on the like moving stick or whatever, and then I need to tell the controller that I'm using the D-pad. I'm not using the stick. So like just act like it's the D-pad. And it works, generally, until I have to walk again. God dang it. Ah. Alright. We're just gonna play. So let me think. If I did one of these raids, I would be at about 40 Dragon Terra Shards, I think. Alright. Alright, so yeah, I'm sorry that it's taking us so long. This is technically why people gen, you know? Because if people just gen, they don't have to do this. But if the Blissey raids were still around, I wouldn't have to do this either. Hey, he burned us, yeah. Alright, I should be able to get off one more move before he raises his thing, so that's really good. Nice. That's amazing. So the fact that I got that Drain Punch off before he raised his shields is big. I always forget that I could be doing this with Iron Hands. Like, Iron Hands does indeed also get Belly Drum. But it doesn't get Guts. That's what it doesn't get. Okay, looks like one of our teammates used like a healing thing, or I don't know what happened there. I like you. Yeah, that's what it was. Alright, so we just gotta find one more raid, really. Gardevoir is hooking it up right now. So again, sorry for any periods where I'm not saying anything. I know I don't have to say anything. 30, that sucks. The good thing about getting the Dragon Terra, though, is, like, the Dragon Terra is the Terra that I always really want. So, like, even though it takes time to do it, once we do it, it's like we actually have the Terra that I wanted. So, it's like, there's that. Yeah, there's our destination. Alright, well, you know what? Maybe you just click on the right one. I see why controller drift is not fun. But we're having fun. I like to say. I like to say. I do apologize for any level of negativity that I put off. Because the broader people are, like, generally positive and nice, you know? It's just the people who I thought were there for me, you know? That's what hurts. But I really appreciate all you guys. So at this rate, we should need this one, and then if we find one more 5-star, we're good. If we find 2 more 4 stars, we're good. I know watching this part of the process sucks. I apologize for those of you who tuned in already because you thought we were going to be playing with Arbok, and we are. But I just had to rant and rave for a little while and then realized that I needed more dragon territory. I'm gonna get up to get a soda in a second too. Because I've been sitting here for long enough that I want something to drink. So after I build the team, we will take a quick intermish, my game. A little quick intermish. And then we're going to try a version of this team with this. And then we're going to try a version with Calyrex Horns. He be the Horns. Ooh, we got a Sobble that's not gonna be there in 10 minutes. That sucks. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of things in this game that they did well, and then there's things that they almost did very well, and then they just like didn't really try as hard as it seems like they could have. And namely, I feel that way about like the feature of being allowed to like walk as a Pokemon, you know, like that was such a cool idea, and then they just like they were like, yeah, no, you just like it's just so you can see how funny it looks. That's really all it is. Like, if you find a shiny, you're screwed. You're having a bad time. If you want to jump on a ledge, I don't even remember if you can jump. You can just click A and attack Pokemon and just watch how funny it looks. You know, it's really hard to say what going back to Reg G is gonna do, because I think a lot of people are really finding how special Reg H was, and how much we really do enjoy lower power formats as a community. But like, people are gonna shake that off, and then Reg G's gonna be in full swing again. And like, sure, there's gonna be people who aren't as excited about it, but like, the people in the community who play are always gonna play, you know? I think it's more like, it's more on the casual fans to be like really like, I hate this regulation so much that I'm not gonna play. You know what I mean? Like someone who's like goes to events and stuff, like, they're gonna play. Like, they're gonna play, you know, when the next VR tour comes out online, they're gonna, you know, even if they don't go to regionals, like, if they really like playing, they're just gonna play. But, you know, there are the people who really enjoy the lower power formats so much that it is hard to go back to the higher power formats and try to adjust to it, and to feel like there's like a lack of diversity in the meta, and everything just hits really hard. And I mean, it's just a different style of play in the end of the day when it comes down to it. But like, the meta will not actually be that much smaller. Like, there was annoying cores in Reg H just the way that there is in Reg G, you know what I mean? In Reg H, our Chaladon Rain was everywhere. In Reg H, Sneasler was everywhere. But there was a lot that could be done, and that was fun, you know what I mean? In Reg G, you know what I mean? Urshifu's gonna be everywhere. Fluttermane is gonna be everywhere. Like, all the stuff that we quote-unquote missed. And that's not necessarily good or bad, you know? It's just different. But power creep is a legitimate discussion, and that is something to be said, you know? Like, over the years, the Pokemon Company does in some ways feel incentivized to make more Pokemon that can keep up, or make more Pokemon that can beat the best. And then there has to be Pokemon that can keep up with that. And then Pokemon that can beat that. And then they introduce new gimmicks that allow us to temporarily get to that power level and then go back down. How does that affect the way the game plays? You know, so like, in that sense, there's a discussion to be had around power level, and the way that that affects the way that the game plays. But I don't really think, like, for most of the people who are really, like, ingrained in the VGC community, it's more of like they're just gonna play, like. Alright, so I just have to adjust the date one time. But, you know, unfortunately, that also contributes to the conversation of, like, how good the games are themselves. And that is, like, a legitimate thing to be said, you know? Like, the fact that there are the players who will just play no matter what, like, kind of allows the Pokemon community sometimes to get away with half-assing certain mechanics in the game, you know what I mean? Because they know that, like, they can do things that we might not be that happy about, but it saves them money, and we're still gonna play. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what they did with, Diamond and Pearl remakes, right? Like, I keep forgetting what those games are called, but Big Pearl and Big Diamond, we'll call them that. So we got Big Diamond and Big Pearl. The chibi was like, nobody actually wants that. Like, nobody who really grew up playing the game and, like, made this game what it is today, like, really wanted a chibi design, in my opinion. And, like, sure, I'm being opinionated by saying that, but, like, I know a lot of people agree with me that seeing that first trailer of Big Diamond and Big Pearl was not that much different than seeing the first trailer of Sonic's Eyes, where we were like, bro, what is that? Like, are you actually gonna do that? Like, and in the case of Sonic, you know, the creators listened and they changed the movie itself because it was gonna be terrible. Oh my god. And unfortunately, the Pokemon Company did not have that level of foresight when it came to Diamond and Pearl. Or they didn't care that much, you know? They just saw it as, well, you're gonna play, so, like, this was our plan. We were gonna make this freaking shitty game. And it's easy. And it costs us less money, but we will play it. And sure, it's not what you probably wanted, but it's fine. Like, people wanted something that was, like, more, like, in between, like, the kind of graphic style of, like, Let's Go Eevee with the play style of Sword and Shield, I think is what I feel in my mind. Like, I think people wanted a Sword and Shield playing game with graphics that were either more like Sword and Shield or like Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, right? But, like, that's just not what we got, you know? It's fine. The people who played still play. You know, they got our money. Damn it. It's all good. Kylan Black is interesting. It is. You know, it's a really nice type. Like, Kyurem White always outperforms Kyurem Black in this restricted meta, and, like, there's a pretty good reason why. It's just really good. You know, Kyurem White hits incredibly hard. Fire Dragon is a really good type. But Electric Dragon, I personally, I like Electric Dragon and Kyurem Black more type-wise and design-wise for me. Like, is what I like. But, like, there's no denying that Kyurem White is hard. Like, Kyurem White gets it done, like, in a way that Kyurem Black just does not. Alright, so we are finally going to get the Dragon Terra. We will try the Groudon version of the team if the Groudon version is bad, which it's not, but it really just depends on if we're using Arbok or not. Because, like, what's probably going to happen is I'm just going to beat people with 5 Pokemon, so. But we're going to try not to do that. We're going to try to actually use Acid Spray. It took Gen 8 to give it a different physical ice move. Oh, I don't know what that was. Glaciate? I mean, I know Glaciate. Freeze Shock, I think, was the one before that. Right. Those moves are so cool too, like, I just gotta say that, like, Freeze Shock and then the other one that Kyurem gets, like, those are just cool moves. But alright, I'm gonna take a BRB this really quick, go get a soda, a Smonkination, and we will be right back. BRB this. Hey, come on, me. There you go. Alright, so yeah, that's what we're going to be using in a sec. It's crazy. It's crazy. BRB. So let's take a look here. Oh, Icicle Spear. Interesting. Yeah, Icicle Spear with loaded dice could be a thing, I suppose. Like you could do loaded dice. Loaded dice Skyrim Black, but all the physical restricteds like Clear Amulet so much, like it's just the way the format is. So yeah. Glare, Protect, Acid Spray, Sludge Bomb, Swords Dance, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I don't guarantee that this is gonna go well. We're just having fun. Same way as we were with the other team. Palkia Horse. I'm gonna play a couple matches. If it goes too poorly, I'm probably gonna try making a Kyrex Shadow version. If it goes decently, I'm gonna work on my ROM for the rest of the night, which would be nice. Mr. Mime! Ooh. Alright, Monsigner. Monsigner Mime. So I can... do a couple things. It'd be really nice if Arbok had, like... I don't know. I don't hate just starting Flutterfish here. And then bringing... I mean, am I supposed to not bring Arbok? Like... Except for the fact that Arbok isn't good into Clear Amulet Kyrex. So they do start Regieleki like I was expecting. We go Plutermingus and other. So I guess I'm just going to make the obvious plays. Alright. That's all we really needed. So we do that. And then Ogre Punch himself. Which is annoying. But I think that if I know I'm faster, I can technically call this a best play. I just think I probably shouldn't have Terra'd. Yeah. So, I probably should have saved my Terra for Groudon. You just can't. You can't win with GU. And they don't even go. Man, if I had just saved my Terra for Groudon, like, we would be in, like, a winning position. Yeah, take that. Alright, Groudon, do things. Do things, go! Dang. Now imagine if I still had Terra on Groudon. And if I had brought my own Ogre Pond instead of Arbok. So that's why you don't commit to bad stuff. But yeah. That was pretty much over from the second that we Terra'd, unfortunately. Because it meant that we didn't have a good way to stop Calyrex anymore. So this is the quote-unquote scary team. We could start, if we really wanted, like, Roaring Moon, Flutter, you know, I don't know. Roaring Moon, Flutter. I think what I'm feeling is that it's really hard to justify not bringing Chi here. It's like we could almost just leave Groudon in the back and then doesn't exist and just do this. Alright, freaking Noah Nutella. I feel like hoping that I'm gonna live this is like not a good bet. The one thing that's nice about Roaring Moon is that it actually has pretty good special defense build. Oh, and we're speed tying? Or they're clicking Trick Room! Yeah, you go. Yep. So that all makes sense. Should do pretty big damage. Yeah. Quote unquote. Either way, I think that we still kind of just take the KO here. Alright. How comes Champo? So the reason why I think this is okay is because they literally just went for wide guard, and yeah, they're gonna tear this turn. So. So I probably should have clicked actually protect that turn, so we'll probably lose. Yeah, no. It's kind of frustrating. It is. So we're gonna lose this because I played bad. That's what's gonna happen. I could have clicked protect, I would have another tailwind, and we... It doesn't guarantee that we would get around Sucker Punch, but it definitely gives us a fighting chance. Because if that had been the case, I would have pretty much never locked in Dazzling Gleam, right? Like it would have never been a necessary read. I would have always just clicked Moonblast. So yeah. So we're gonna play one more. If it doesn't go well, I'm gonna start building the Calyrex Shadow version, which I was kind of always planning on doing, but you know. It's the thing that's unfortunate is that we've had ways to play better in both of these matches, and like you can't even really blame the team so far. So, yeah. Now if we did have Taunt, that would be really nice. We don't. It's the Arbok vid. You can't not use Arbok. Oh, man. It's so bad. It's just not helping. Which, it really just means this isn't the right team for it. Like, one last Charbaka bloom. I have to start playing well if I want to win. So let's see if they go for Dazzling. Going for the Terra is probably not good right now. It'll save me from... Alright, so let's see. Yeah, Dazzling Green. Arbok, go. Citrus Berry. Got that Citrus though. Got that Glare though. And then they bring out Redirection. Alright, hold on. Yeah, if I had taken out the what's his face last turn, we actually had a chance. But we're still not faster, man. I can't believe they're still faster. Or I mean, they're still alive. Para, get a para. Just get para. God damn. Ah, jeez. So unfortunately, the para didn't get me anywhere. And if I had sludge bombed them, we actually would have gotten a KO. So that turn of glaring could have been used on actually taking them out, which would have made a difference. So it is what it is. I'll need to do the Terry shards on that if I want. So we have most people running just Astral Barrage, Draining Kiss, not Terra Blast. And then running Nasty Plot instead of Expanding Force. If we really wanted, we could run Expanding Force. And we could just run a I get it. Okay. So I actually do think in that case we can kind of justify both. We can justify Nasty Plot and we can justify Life Orb. Please tell me that I'm not really far away from that. It's a tragic story. So we got Arbok, this, and then technically I think we just take off Roaring Moon for something that's a little more aggressive. That could be Whimsicott. Whimsicott I think is a good partner. Yeah. So Sunny Day, Tailwind, Encore. Does also get fake tears, I'm pretty sure, so... Yeah, we could also just actually just run fake tears. But Encore's good, so... We have Encore. Specs, Scarf, Heart Flame, Life Orb, Citrus. What would I drop? I would drop Icy Wind. Because, like, I don't like having to lock into something, but I do like the damage is the thing, so... Let's just try this for now. We could technically try a different Ogre Pawn. I actually did like the Rock Ogre Pawn. It's just not, like... There's not really a problem with having Ogre Pawn Fire and Chi-Yu, except for just that it, like, kind of feels bad sometimes. So... We also got to do something really quick. Very happy that I had that ready, because I did not feel like having to go search for it. We'll see how that goes. We only have 3 things that can protect. I do think this is generally a better team, but like, yeah. That's pretty much all I gotta say about it. It's generally a better team. Okay, they could have... No, they don't have Trickman. Versus this team, this is kind of what I have to do. So they might just start Talonflame and click Raper. crank it up. Crank up the heat. I think we're tearing a little prematurely, but I think it's fine. Awesome. Yeah, that should be GG's. Now we just Tailwind D-Gleam. They have to switch in something that probably doesn't like this, Urshifu. So we'll see what happens. I think it's worth just going for it. Yeah. How does that help? How does that help? It's like you just get rid of your own terrain. And now we do this. Yep. GG's. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Because, like, even if they didn't take their terrain away, there's no amount of switching that gets you out of that. Especially with the Life Orb Calyrex, that, like, makes it 10 times more difficult for them. So I'm just gonna go get some PP ups for my Astral Barrage really quick. If I can click on it. There you go. Yeah, that was much better. I mean, we had to not use Arbok, of course, but it was there for moral support. Technically, if we had brought Arbok over Ogerpon, we probably still would have won, so, you know. But that's the thing, is that in the middle of the team preview, you have to choose which one are you going to leave behind for Arbok and hope that you still win the game. Like, that's the hard part. When are you actually going to use Arbok? Alright, cool. Let's do one or two more. And let's call it a night. Thank you guys for being here and listening to me ramble when I feel like I have to. Oh. Yeah. So this is not necessarily Calyrex's favorite. We have Whims. We have Ogre Pond, we do have Ogre Pond. We have Whims. We have Flutter, Chew, this. So honestly, it might be in my best benefit to just not bring Calyrex and to bring these four. I'd love to bring Arbok, obviously, but you know, it is Arbok. We could lead Ogre Pond. I think it's like kind of my best lead. In some ways. It's not like the best into Urshifu, but it's like the best general. Yeah, so we'll see what they decide to do here. Should be pretty fine. At this point, goodbye. Insane. Yippee! So this is a Mingus, that'd be nice. Rongles. Alright, Rongles. They live, that's really bad. So we should be able to win with an annoyingly complicated sequence of events. I think they got this. Yeah, that seals it. So the problem is that we needed to be able to encore lock them the second time. And because we gave up the ability to do that, we lost. Technically, if I get a crit here, I can win, right? But that might not even get me out of it, because they might live the crit. Crit, please, just crit. Ah, man, GG's. Alright. GG's. Oh, feels good. That sucks. Yeah. So, the turn that actually lost us the game was the turn where I switched Ogerpon out the first time. Because the second that we encored them, we should have been firing off those Ivy Sizzles right away into the slot. So that was why we lost. Like, on the turn that I encored them, I literally should have just Terra'd Ivy Sigil right away. And we win. I don't know. This is hurting my head. I can't keep doing this right now, so I'm gonna stop. this doesn't KO, we lose. They're not tailwinding. Alright. Here we are again. China freaking. I hope they take a KO so bad. That sucks. Click it again, please. Oh, but it hits. We lose. I know. If they had not hit it, I would have gone for something. So we literally just set up the sunny day for their Entei. That's the annoying thing. And like, if I had just taken out the Kyogre, we wouldn't have had the steam to get rid of Entei is the problem. So, like, we really needed to bank on them just missing, and it didn't happen, so. Whatever, we'll play a match with this, and then we'll just call it for the night. That last match, like, with the calm mind, we literally would have won if they just didn't freaking protect. So this is why I should technically have Mental Herb. Because if I had Mental Herb, this would be a much different game. However, I can start like Ambipom Palkia with I mean, if Bronzong gets set up, it's actually pretty scary for them. This might be bad. So I think the leaning into Bronzong is probably a mistake in this one, but I'm hoping that it's not. Good Flutter Seed shot. I almost forgot that I have the wrong Terra for this. There's always one way this goes bad. So we get that. I think at this point, if we just start clicking, if we start clicking Iron Defense, we should win. So. We win. Probably. Yep, GG. Alright, well, it's like, what am I literally supposed to say? Like, this team works, okay? Like, this team literally works. Like, like, I know how to use it. It does exactly what I know how it does. Like, It's their fault for not knowing levitate, but you know. But realistically, they weren't gonna win anyways, so GG's, because I always click body press hyper voice. So good stuff. I know people probably want to see me play more with this team right now, because it is fun and it does what it does, but after all those losses, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna finish what I was doing in my ROM and go to bed. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good one. We'll get some more good matches. I actually already have 2 more videos to post, one with Koraidon, one with Eternatus, so we do have stuff to post already, but